Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another Optc video, and in today's video, we're continuing the world tour for the new legend Moria over here on the global side of the game, and we're taking on the Garp's challenges in today's video. So in today's video, I am showcasing Moria in the Navy Garp's challenge as well as Hody. Now, the downside to Moria is he's a driven powerhouse captain. Now, driven powerhouse as well as being mono int is a little bit tricky to get around all the defects for all these Garp's challenges, but I did manage to keep the team the same for both of the challenges, but I just had to change the support. So if you do enjoy today's video, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me, and if you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button too. As for Garp's challenge Eneru, the content's been out for a little while, so I didn't think it really needed to be showcased, but Moria can definitely get it done. You do just need to bring something like V1 Shirashiri to get around that special bind on the final stage, as there isn't really any driven int units or driven powerhouse units that are int that can remove the fear as well as the special bind. So Moria is an amazing captain, as you guys know. He's a 5 times captain with matching orbs, 4.5 other ways, heals on perfects, heals when you kills units as well, and then he specials an orb boost, orb manipulation, as well as color affinity on the next turn, as well as reducing the damage dealt over 2,000 as well. So when you use your special, you basically don't die, and you can output a lot of damage. So, as I mentioned, we do have 2 Garp's challenges in today's video, and with that said, let's hop in. Alright, so we're starting over here on the Navy Garp's challenge. So this is the team, these are the supports, let's dive in. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, I won't be showcasing Enel, mainly because there is, like, no int-driven powerhouse unit that can actually remove the special bind, as well as having fear resistance. Now, I did actually complete it, as I mentioned in the intro, with V1 Shirashiri, but the run just took forever, and it wasn't really a true, it wasn't a true gauge on the power of Moria, as Moria basically functions with his super typing, being allowing you to get that cooldown and stuff like that with a full team of driven powerhouses. Now, to beat that Enel stage, you don't actually need a full team of driven powerhouses. It is very doable, but the content's been out for a little while now, and I just figured we'd focus on the 2 harder Garp challenges that are Navy and Hody. So, the team is actually the same for both Garp's challenges. However, the supports do differ. So, make sure if you are trying these teams to just sort of suss out the supports at the start. Otherwise, you might be in for a bad time, as some of the supports are pretty crucial. Once we hit stage 3 on this Garp's challenge, though, this is where things start to get a little bit interesting. We come up against We come up against Kobe and Helmeppo, who both have 2 turns of threshold. We're going to use one of our Moria specials here to give us an orb boost. We're also going to get an attack buff with our Big Mom, and with the support of Daifuku, you can easily replace Daifuku with Otama, by the way. You're going to get some recovery orbs. Now, the idea of getting these recovery orbs is, on this particular stage against Kobe and Helmeppo, we actually get 2 turns of hunger. So eating 2 meat orbs will actually remove that hunger nice and easily, and then we can just hit some perfects to take out both Kobe and Helmeppo there. Once we hit the next stage, we come up against Tashigi, Hina, and Smoker. They are going to be 2 Psi units, so we actually get the carryover of Moria's 2.25 color affinity, which is going to help out a lot on this particular stage, but they also give us 2 turns of Despair and 3 turns of Bind, respective to your sockets. So the support of Lafitte on Blackbeard here works really, really nicely, as we can remove 2 turns of Gloom and 2 turns of Bind. We are still going to be stuck with 1 turn of Bind, but it's not the end of the world, as we do have a lot of buffs live. We can destroy Tashigi with our Blackbeard special, and then we can focus on hitting Hina. Now, if you don't kill Tashigi on the first turn, she gives you 1 turn of attack down. If you don't kill Hina, I think she binds you. If you don't kill Smoker after 3 turns, he puts up damage reduction. So, ideally, you want to take out Tashigi first, then focus on Hina, and then focus on Smoker. We should have actually used the super typing of Moria on the previous turn. That way we would have got a little bit more damage against our girl Hina there, and you probably would have been able to take her out. But with Moria, he has a lot of healing when you do hit your perfects, as well as having a lot of healing when you actually kill units. So, because I actually didn't use the super typing from day dot, I don't think we actually kill Smoker on this particular turn. We actually take the next turn. So, if you do get his damage reduction live, don't stress, as if Moria doesn't have matching orbs, you will do significantly less damage. Once you do get those matching orbs, though, you can output so much damage that you don't have to worry about the damage reduction, and it just works really, really nicely. So as you can see, 3 turns have passed. He puts up the 3 turns of damage reduction, however, but just hitting your perfects with Moria gives you guys a lot of healing back as well as eating any meat orbs or anything like that along the way. Smoker doesn't hit all that hard either. He hits for less than 8k, so just with the amount of healing, you can actually use this time to get Blackbeard back as well. And then we can move on to the next stage against Kizaru. Now, against Kizaru, he puts up a perfect barrier, makes it harder to hit perfects as well. And on turn 2, he'll then remove sound effects or special effects, whatever you want to call it. But ideally, we want to take out Kizaru very, very quickly. So if you do take a little bit of extra time on the, what's it called stage? The Smoker stage, don't stress, because you will be getting your Blackbeard special back. But for this particular team, we are using our Moria special with the Robin support for a cheeky little attack buff, as well as the chain lock from page 1. Now, we are going to stall on the next turn, so utilizing our specials this early in the run is not that big of a deal, as we can actually get them back easy peasy. With the chain lock, with the attack boost, with the orb boost for our entire team, we should be able to just melt Kizaru easy peasy. The downside to this particular stage, however, is actually just hitting your perfects to actually break that barrier. Now, you could easily run the Zunisha. That is another option, as this whole team is, well, besides Dofi, is Powerhouse. But I find just using the Nostra Costello is a little bit nicer, mainly because you guys get a lot more attack output when you're at max HP, and when you're at a low HP as well. But with Moria and his healing capabilities, the Nostra Costello V2 just works really, really nicely. I cannot remember what I was doing when I was doing this run, but why am I taking so damn long? There we go, finally. Alright, so once we take out Kizaru, make sure to hit those perfects to break the barrier. Once we do take out Kizaru, we can move on to the next stage against Fuji. Now, this particular stage is the most annoying, as Fuji gives us the 4 tap limit. Now, we did lock our orbs from the previous turn as well, so we do have a full board of matching orbs, which is really, really nice. But what we're actually going to do here is just use our Blackbeard special. Blackbeard is going to give himself that 4 times attack, 4 times orbs, or he should anyway. And as long as you hit with him last, you should have enough damage to actually take, or you should be able to do an. Was this the run actually? Am I tripping here? I thought I did this run better. I swear I did this run where I actually killed Fuji in 1 turn. I think if you use the Blackbeard special on the previous turn, and then you save the Moria and the page 1 special for this particular stage, you should be able to do more damage. But as long as you don't hit your perfects, actually, you will be fine. As you can see, it worked out quite nicely not hitting perfects. As you don't want to get Fuji to take a knee. If Fuji takes a knee, he is going to blow away 2 of your random units, and then you're going to be in for a bad time. But we are going to stall here until these girls hit the 89 turn cooldown, and then we can move on. Alright, so we hit the 89 turn cooldown, and I just said, screw it, I'm actually just going to kill, as we can actually get a lot more healing with the versatility of Big Mom. The versatility of Big Mom's great under Moria, as it just amplifies the healing so much. Once we hit the final stage against Akainu, he's going to turn into the opposite color to our captain, which works very, very nicely. And then he is going to put up 2 turns of Threshold, as well as putting up 5 turns of burn, and only allowing us to use 2 specials. So what we can do on the first turn, we can use our Big Mom special. Oh, sorry, he puts up the Threshold on the revive. We can use our Big Mom special here. Big Mom's going to give us an attack buff, and then Moria is going to give us... No, we're going to use page 1, apparently. I think I stuffed that up. I was meant to use Moria. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter too much, as the chain lock and the attack boosts are enough to take out our boy Akainu here. Just remember, you do have the burn, and you don't really need the orb buff from Big Mom to carry over. It is nice, but it's something that you don't really need. You could easily use Moria on that turn and then save page 1. However you guys want to do it will work absolutely fine. As this particular team didn't really have too many issues for this particular Garp's challenge. Once you do kill Akainu, he puts up 2 turns of Threshold on the revive, which we can remove with the Dofi special, as well as give ourselves color affinity, and then we can get the orb buff with Moria. Beautiful. So with that, we have enough damage to take out Akainu on the res, and then we can move on to the next Garp's challenge against Hody, which, funny enough, uses the same team, just some different support. So I will see you guys there. Alright, so moving on to Hody now, we're utilizing Moria once again, and for this particular team, it's pretty much the same team. It's just a little bit of different supports, to be honest. So once again, we're going to jump into Garp's challenge. That was the team, those are the supports. Let's dive on in. So the thing about the Hody Garp's challenge is you really want to get around special reverse at the end as well as fear resistance. And the beautiful thing about Moria's super typing is he actually gives cooldowns to powerhouse and driven units provided you have a full powerhouse and driven team. So it does work quite nicely for this particular Garp challenge, but as mentioned at the start of the video and in the previous Garp challenge, there's not a lot of options for int driven powerhouse units, and especially when we are looking at particular pieces of content that require particular specials. But a unit that I did find really well and that worked really well for the Garp challenges was actually V2 Blackbeard on a Moria team. V2 Blackbeard works really well, and especially for Hody, as when we get poisoned, that damage actually triggers his Sailor ability to give himself cooldowns. So that way you can just continuously pop his special off, get that 4 times attack, get that 4 times orb boost, and output a lot of damage, especially because Moria is a 5 times captain, which works really nicely. The downside to this particular piece of content is actually this particular stage here. Once we come up against the Fishman on this particular stage, we really want to rely on some ore block to actually get us through this particular stage, as we need to break the barriers. All of the units in the back will have a barrier respective to their color, and the Velociraptor looking Fishman, he'll have a barrier, a random color barrier that will change every 2 turns. So you might need to stall a little bit on this particular stage, and we're just going to fast forward a bit until we get to the point where we can take this particular stage out. Actually, I take that back. We actually got very lucky here, and we had a lot of Psi Orbs as he had a Psi barrier. So, ideally, once you get the 2 orbs to break his barrier, just pop the Blackbeard special. Popping the Blackbeard special will actually allow you guys to just kill that particular unit very easy. And taking out the units in the back is actually a lot easier, as you can actually rely on just regular orb rotation to get the strength and the dex or the quick orb, depending on how lucky you guys got in the previous stage. Because we are taking damage, Blackbeard is getting his cooldown as well, and then Moria can just provide a lot of healing by hitting perfects, as well as eating the enemies that we are, or taking their life force, as I like to call it, when we do take them out. Once we hit the next stage against Vanderdecken and Hyozu, they're actually going to give us poison, a full board of block, bomb, or unfavorable orbs, as well as having end of turn damage. And as mentioned previously, this is actually really good for V2 Blackbeard, as V2 Blackbeard is just going to continuously get cooldowns every single turn, as we actually take damage from the poison. So it actually works in our favor a little bit. On this particular stage, hopefully you guys get a little bit lucky and you get a few unfavorable or bomb orbs, because with the Moria special, you can actually get around those nasty little defects by giving us a full board of orbs, as well as a 2.5 times orb boost. He also gives us threshold for ourselves, so it means that end of turn damage isn't going to do too much, as well as the shot from Hyozu. We can take him out on the second turn, and then move on to the next stage against Zeo and Dosan. Now, against Zeo and Dosan, they become super types, which means that we're not going to be able to hit them too much with color affinity, but nevertheless, it's not that big of a deal. But they also put up 4 turns of threshold, so this is where the Dofi special with the Bellamy support comes into play, as Dofi has double special, so ideally you can remove the 4 turns of threshold just with Dofi, but with the support of Bellamy means we can remove it with 1 special, and then that way we can save his special for the final stage to remove the defense up as well. We're going to finish it off with one of our Blackbeard specials, or the only Blackbeard I should say, the V2 Blackbeard special, giving us a nice chunky attack and a chunky orb boost, and with that we should be able to take out Zeo on this first particular turn. Now, if you want to, you can just hit with Blackbeard early. Blackbeard does so much damage that you can rely on your other characters to hit Dosan. And then with the poison, again, Blackbeard's just going to be getting those cooldowns. We're getting a lot of healing back by hitting our perfects. And then every time we kill an enemy as well, we're also getting their life forces more healing. Once you guys do get Big Mom's versatility as well, you guys are going to see how much healing this team actually has. As if you activate the versatility of Big Mom, as well as rely on Moria, you can do a lot of healing. Alright, so we're going to wrap this stage up with a Moria special. That way we can make sure we can take out Dosan nice and easily. And ideally what you want to do before you move to the next stage is actually utilize one of the Moria super typings. This is actually going to lock our orbs into place. So once we hit the next stage against Daruma and Icarus March, we can actually keep a full board of orbs as they give us that orb seal mechanic. With Moria's amazing special as well, he actually gives us color affinity 2.25 on the following turn, or after the clock has disintegrated. And with that, we can actually get a lot of damage on our boy Icarus, as we have we have color affinity here. So we are just going to hit our greats, as we do have that 2.5 times color affinity, and that way we can actually hang on to those int orbs easy peasy. We can put a little bit of a shot into Daruma, but we are going to hang out on this particular stage just a little while and just sort of take him out with our normal attacks. Actually, no, we got Blackbeard special back. We're going to use our Blackbeard special. So with the Blackbeard special, at this point, we should have it at around a 4 times attack and a 4 times orb boost, which is really, really strong. Like, really, really strong. And with that, we should be able to easily take out Daruma as our final shot. I think I hit a perfect here, but it's really not essential to hit a perfect. As you can see, Blackbeard just does so much damage. We can just absolutely eat Daruma easy peasy. Once we hit the final stage, we come up against Hody. Now, Hody's going to stay as an int unit, unlike some of the other Garp challenges where they turn into the opposite color. But he also becomes a super type, which means that Psi units are going to do a little bit less damage. He puts up 2 turns of defense up, rolls our specials back, and gives us Sailor Despair. So with the other super typing of our friend Moria, we can get the cooldowns, we can remove the defense up with Dofi, we can get a chain lock with page 1, and then with the support of Law on our Big Mom, we can not only get an attack boost with her special, but also a 1.75 times orb boost as well. We have a lot of matching orbs, as we did manage to carry them over thanks to the orb steal mechanic, and with that, Bob's your uncle, Hody, is just going to absolutely melt to the power of int-driven Powerhouse. So there you guys go. That was the Garp challenges. As I mentioned, there is only 2 that I am showcasing in this video, as Enel is a little bit hard for Driven Powerhouse, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyway. If you did, make sure to belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit the big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Lates!